What are we waiting for? Hey, Ty. What's going on?
All right. Welcome, everyone. I guess we were having a little technical difficulties, but we're here. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I got a really great person, and I am so glad that he is here. And I am glad that you all have joined us today. Look, before we get going any further, I just want to say thank you to all of our supporters, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, um, whatever social media site that you're on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Without further ado, look, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, Steph, from the show? I really appreciate you, Steph, for continuing to join us, continuing to support us. So thank you so much. But without further ado, look, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to bring our special guest to the live show platform, which is none other than world-renowned psychic and medium. His name is Artie Hoffman. Artie, how are you, sir?
I am doing very good today. Very much so. I was looking forward to being here with you. And I'm glad we connected. And everything happens, I guess, just the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, Artie, I mean, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself. Of course, we have your bio up on the site, but we want to make sure that, of course, everyone knows who you are, what you do, and where you're from. And so, if you can start there, we can put this show on the road.
Oh, that's cool. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure, sure, sure. So
Okay,
again,
no,
look,
I got
ladies and
it.
gentlemen, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Go ahead, Artie.
All right, cool. Well, I am a psychic and a medium. I'm a spiritual advisor. And a lot of people have a misinterpretation of the significance of what it is I do. The reason why I say they have a misinterpretation is because, a lot of people, the Bible is transformed about 1,000 different times. It's like it's been rewritten and rewritten 1,000 different ways for 1,000 different religions and different perceptions and all. And it all depends, even though I'm a psychic is somebody who could talk about someone's past, present, and future, or tell them outcomes of situations. And a medium is someone who could talk to people who have passed away or communicate to angels. And so a lot of
Right.
people look at that as negativity or the devil's work or whatnot. But the thing is, it's all depends what your intentions are behind your actions. So I
Okay.
do say my prayers every single day to the Holy Spirit, and I say my prayers every day also to the saints and the angels. And I thank them for being in my life and for their beautiful white light, love, and protection, and the wisdom and all their beautiful gifts. And not to mention money. There's no problem with asking for money. But the thing is that also people think that money is the root to all evil. And that is 100% not true. It all
Correct.
depends what you do with money is what constitutes whether if it's bad or whether if it's fantastic. And the more
Sure.
money you have, the better position. Uh-oh.
Did your screen go out?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Just having a few technical issues, and we're still gonna get into this into this interview. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. His screen went black, but we are with um, our special guest, Artie Hoffman, and he'll be chiming back in the next couple of minutes. But I just want to. Oh, actually, there he is. He's turning in. He's chiming in now.
Yeah,
Artie,
I
are
don't
you
know what
there?
happened. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They look. They don't want you to get your case out.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody's trying to block me, right? So, but
That's
like I
right.
was
That's
saying,
right.
it all depends what your intentions are, as far as what it is that you're doing. So, when people say to me, "Oh, that's the devil's work," or "Oh, that's negative," I say, "Well, if you think what I do is the devil's work, then I need to shake the hand of the devil and thank him for helping me heal so many people, because
Okay.
emotionally and spiritually, I've healed thousands and thousands of people, and I've
Yeah.
counseled well over 30,000 people in my career. So,
Wow.
yeah, and it's been a blessing. It's a God-given gift. And
Yeah.
this is something that I actually learned how to do when I was 27 years old. And I
I
had
was
no,
just getting ready to
I,
ask.
I,
I was just getting ready to ask because how when did you know that you had this ability?
when I was 27 years old, I got a postcard sent to me in the mail. And it said, "How
Okay.
would you like to develop your psychic ability and intuitiveness? Go to the Edgar
Huh.
Casey Foundation for this one weekend seminar in Virginia
Okay.
Beach." And I said, "Wow, I didn't know you could learn how to do this. I thought you either had it or you didn't." And so I asked my
Right.
wife, it was my wife at the time. I says, "Hey, hon, you want to try this? It looks interesting." She says, "No, I don't give a shit about that." She goes, "I don't give a crap." She goes, "You can go if you want. I don't want to go." Well, that one weekend literally changed my life forever. And I went away, and
Wow.
they taught you how to open up your heart and mind to the spiritual world. And whatever feelings you
Okay.
get, it's about don't judge your gut instincts. All right. Just
Mm.
tell it like it is. Just say it like it is. And so they broke us up into little groups, and I was telling people my thoughts, and people were telling me how accurate I was. And I was like
Wow.
floored that I was capable of telling somebody who I never met before a little bit about themselves as they were doing back to me. And so
Okay.
and so lo and behold, uh, I was so excited about this new adventure, this new journey. And so I went back when I went back home. I started reading for friends and family just for the hell of it here and there for the next few years. And again, people were telling me how accurate I was. And then I got to a point in my life where I needed to make some extra money for investment purposes. And so I threw
Okay.
I threw an ad in the paper, and it said, if I don't pull through, no charge, because I didn't want money
Huh.
to, get me stressed out or feel bad. I didn't want people to think I was ripping them off. I wanted to try to be as authentic as possible. And so 90% of
Sure.
the 90% of the people paid me, and the other 10% I had to kill. So no.
No, he's kidding, you guys.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are with and interviewing a world-renowned psychic and medium, Artie Hoffman. And you talked about at 27, this opportunity came your way, and here it was. You really did you know anything about being a psychic or a medium
Not until that point.
before that age?
No, like
Okay.
I went to psychics and mediums when I was younger, before 27,
Okay.
and some of them would say, says, Art, you have the gift. You could do it at what I do. And I said, I don't give a crap about that. I don't. What do you mean? I have the gift too. I said, just tell me about my love life and tell me about my money, about business and stuff. That's all I cared about, my career and stuff. I didn't want to know about I have the gift, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
anyway, but God presented this to me, and I bit, and it was the most incredible experience. And I met the coolest people, because there was like 50 of us in this one very, very large room, from all different parts of the country. And so I met some
Okay.
really cool people, and I met so many people. And I've been on Fox TV, I've been on many radio stations. I've done countless, I call them Artie parties. People hire me to go to their houses, and I read for their friends and family. And then people come see me in Woodbridge, New Jersey, Central Jersey. I read for them in person, or I'm just as accurate over the phone as I am in person. So I've read people all around the world, and famous people, and all kinds of people. So, but like I said, I really enjoy it, and I love the community of friends that I've developed by doing this. And
Sure. Sure.
there was a time where I went to the Arthur Finley Foundation in
Huh.
England. I went to England
Okay.
for advanced classes for mediums, for mediums, to be able to connect to the other side. So I went there,
Okay.
and I met, again, so many beautiful people there, and the teachers were great. I mean, the whole school, it was a large school. And plus they boarded you there, because you're out in the middle of nowhere in England. And
Sure.
it literally looked like a Harry Potter type of setup. It looked very Harry
Wow.
Potter castle like. It was amazing, and I loved it. I really did. I really, really liked it a lot. And
No.
I went to that foundation probably about, I'm guessing, about 8 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
And like I said, I just keep on meeting one wonderful person after another, and it's just such a
Wow.
wonderful trip. But like I said, and then through it all, I ended up writing 2 books.
Okay.
And my 2 books I wrote, I write about angels, I write about the Holy Spirit, I write about why do bad things happen to good people, why do good things happen to bad people. There's a reason why
Huh.
everything happens, and also I give people a lot of food for thought, because unfortunately too many people don't believe in God, don't believe in the Holy Spirit. And the reason
Right.
is out of anger or out of fear, because they've had such a challenging life. They feel that, God has left them, or there is no God, or why would so many children be starving or hurting, or blah, 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 blah. But, God gave all of us the power within us to make changes if we want. So when I say to
Yeah.
people, you say, how could there be a God if, with all these killings, or all these, trafficking, and all these bad things happening? Just because evil exists doesn't mean good does not exist. Plenty of good exists. Plenty of beauty
Yeah.
exists. It's just that the evil just tends to show itself in mass media, and it's a very negative
Yep.
environment. So that's why you'll never see me, watch the news. I mean, if there's important news, I'll hear it from my friends, but I don't wake up. It's too negative and it brings people down. And I like to keep my vibrations up. So you also have to remember, like I said, if there really was a God, I said, well, what about when Jesus was being beaten? And, God allowed that to happen. He didn't stop that. Although Jesus could have stopped it if he wanted, but he was trying to
Yep.
get mankind himself to stop or to realize what they were doing. So he allowed it to happen. And so it's like God allowed the Son of God, we're all the Son of God, we are, but the Son of God, in the way people respect him, he allowed him to be beaten, to death. But I mean, obviously there was a happy ending. He came out of it and spiritually and brought the world a lot of peace and love and understanding. And, so there is a reason in the big picture. And, and it's a shame that mankind has to allow certain things to get that bad, that low, for things to turn around or for you to see the light. But sometimes, and I feel like that's all caused by our ego, because we want what we want. So we keep on going down a path that isn't healthy for us. It could be in your relationship. It could be with the job you hate, but the money is just good enough or the benefits are just good enough. Life is meant to be lived, to be happy. And, and we make our choices and we end up killing ourselves. And it's just like when you have somebody who's an alcoholic or a gambleaholic or a drug addict, and it's not until that they've lost everything, that all of a sudden that's when they'll turn to God or Jesus for help. And God says, you didn't have to wait this long to realize I exist or to get my help. I was there trying to help you all along. But so long as you have the resources to keep on going in that direction, I let you go because that's what you wanted. So it's not always if it's just within God's will, but if it's within your will, then it's within God's will to make things happen. But that's that's what God means by, everybody, we all have free will. So that's why God won't stop us. Even everyone who's watching right now, God didn't stop you from lying at some point or cheating something somehow, some point, or stealing from in some way to go in your favor. He never stopped any of you from doing whatever it is you wanted to do. But there is this thing called karma. Whatever does come around will bite you in the ass, or it will bless you with more blessings. So even when you think that people have gotten away with murder or gotten away with anything, no, they have not. They might not pay for it in that second, but later on, they're going to pay for it, whether it be in this lifetime or the next lifetime. But, nobody escaped from the eyes of God. Nobody will ever escape from, their doings. So, we all know spiritually, before we came to this world, we all already know spiritually that God truly loves every individual on this planet unconditionally. And he gave every person free will. So how is it that God would stop anybody from anything if he gave us free will? And so therefore we have to deal with our actions as far as what's most important in our life. So if you don't like the way things are going for you in life, then make those changes. And when you're going through a transformation, when you're going through changes, yes, there's going to be a lot of inconveniences because you're used to that jerk who you're living with, who either beats you, talks down to you or whatever, but they are providing for you a certain home or a certain lifestyle, but there's a heavy price to pay. Or maybe you're just not in love with them. So emotionally, you're paying for it. So you have the choice to change out of that, but you have to give up certain material gains, but you'll get rewarded and it'll come back to you in other ways through other people. And this is where blind faith comes in, to believe in the unknown before it happens. But you have to believe with your heart and soul that you're doing the right thing, even if other people think you're making the worst move in the world, because sometimes the most popular the most best decision in the world is not the most popular.
Man, now you in my wheelhouse because I just spoke on this morning talking about the things that are popular for everybody else to do and say. It may not be the right thing for you to say and do.
Right. It might be right for someone else, or it might be right for you, but it might not be right for others. But you have to balance
Correct.
everything out. But it's not your life to try to meet up to everyone else's expectations, because a lot of
Right.
people stop their life from growing because everyone else
Mhm.
has their own perception or expectations what you should be doing. So you're living your life
Right.
according to somebody else's thought about you, or according to
Yeah.
how you meet up into their world. They don't People don't like changes. And so therefore,
Yeah.
and if they're going to love you unconditionally, then you can't be
Mhm.
afraid to be your own unique self and to live your own truth,
Yeah.
because
Definitely. Definitely.
it's so important, for you to, um, allow yourself to love yourself, to honor yourself,
Yeah.
and to accept
Yeah.
yourself. And a lot
Yeah.
of people don't, because growing up, they were always badgered as a kid or from a past relationship. Oh, you'll never amount to anything, or you're not good looking, or who's going to want you, or you're a piece of nothing. But you want to know something? That is their mirror image of themselves. And misery loves company. So that's why they talk down
Man,
to
I
you like
love
that.
it. I love the the perception and the mindset that you have, even towards life as it is. Again, look, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to and interviewing with world-renowned psychic and medium Artie Hoffman, and he is our special guest for this evening. I just want to say that before we go any further, look, I need you all to do this. Do a favor for us. Please share this because Artie is gonna share his contact info on how to get his services towards the end of the program. So you definitely don't want to miss even during that time. So if you want to get in contact or connect with him at any time, you will be able to do that once he gives that information. But I'm glad that you're on, Artie, and I want you um, to. I know you do this all the time, but there's some things that you stated already that you're checking boxes. You're checking boxes for myself, for people that are watching. I want you to dig a little bit in be able to share what you do with everyone else.
What I do for everyone else, I give people back their power. When people come in
Mhm.
for a reading, I don't always just tell them what their future is, but a lot of times I will
Mm.
feel the emotions of what that person's going through. It's not always the problem that's the problem. It's how you're choosing to deal with the situation, or your mindset, and how you're choosing to deal with the person or the situation. That's where the problem is. So I give people a healthy perspective of their life or what they're going through, so that the power could be put back within them, which then makes their future much better. So if I see somebody
Yeah,
coming to me and their perception of what's going on in their life is really bad, then I help change all that. And a lot of times they don't even have to say anything, because I'll just pick up on the feelings and the emotions, what they're going through. And then they know. And then I give them a little tips on how to make healthy decisions, so that the power could go
yeah,
back in their corner. So they don't have to feel vulnerable to anybody or anything. But sometimes when you're going through a
wow,
transition, you can't just do it overnight, or it might not just take just a week. Sometimes it might take months or even a year or two, so you could save up enough money. Again, you need the money to be able to do what needs to be done. So don't ever think by having a lot of money or wanting a lot of money is negative or selfish or evil or cruel. That is not the truth at all. Because every single time we go to the temple or we go to church and they say the money is root to all evil and you shouldn't ask God for money. And after they're finished with their services, what do? They put out that little basket and they're asking for money. And if you want to get married, you have to pay them money. You want a funeral, you have to pay them for money. You want a confirmation, a baby name, you have to pay them for money. You have to give them money. And yet they're telling you you shouldn't ask God for money. And so you want to know something? It is important to donate. But when a church or a temple says to you, you have to donate, that's no longer a donation. The word have to and donate, telling me how much you're charging. It's a charge. It's not a donation.
Right.
You know, a donation is what you want to give from your heart or what you could afford to give and not being forced to give.
Yeah.
That's a donation.
True.
But it is important to donate. It is, because I believe that when you do donate to other causes or other people or institutions, that you're investing in your own soul and you're sharing your good fortunes or your good luck with other people, even if you have just a little. And so when God acknowledges the fact that you're sharing your love and your resources with other people, God will say, well, why not take care of you even more? Because you're taking care of my other children. So of course I'm going to feed you. Yeah. So that's why they say, you know, when you give a certain amount of, you know, of yourself, God will provide for you even more in other ways. So you might be giving a lot, say, to the people of the East. I'm just saying this metaphorically. You're giving people a lot of money or a lot of help, and they don't give you the reciprocation. They don't give you the compliments. They don't give you the thank yous, or they don't give back to you or pay you back. But the people from the West, they're going to bless you with everything that you deserve and then some. And so many people are asphyxiated of the people that they helped, that they got crapped on because they put all their time and energy, that they forgot about the fact that God brought us other angels and other people in our life to help us in so many other ways. Because you didn't get it from here, God's going to give it to you from over here. So you have to appreciate all the blessings you do have in your life. But if you put more negative energy and negative thoughts into what's not going right, then that part of your life is going to keep on growing and getting worse. But if you show more love and appreciation for everything that is going right and learn to deal with the negativity, as you put more energy into the positive will outgrow the negative. But you just got to stop feeding on every little nook and cranny negative thing that's going on, because, you know, you're just creating your own disaster. So, and that's why I don't listen to the news, because it's all negative crap about people who I don't even know. You know, I could tell you exactly what's going to be in the news the next day. Only it's just with different people. Somebody killed somebody. There was a 4-alarm fire. Another politician got screwed over the public somehow, some way. And they tell you in detail and over and over. And then they're stupid enough. The media is stupid enough to tell you how some jackass just made a pipe bomb, and they tell you the details of how they make a pipe bomb to teach other people how to make a pipe bomb. And then they keep on, promoting all this negativity, which spawns on other negativity to get this recognition, or they think they're a bad boy. And it's terrible. Tell me all the good things. Tell me all the good things of what people did for people and all the donations and what they're doing for the community. Spread more of that, not this negative crap.
Correct. Man, you are talking. Man, see, Artie for president. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's it.
We gonna put Artie in the White House.
So, like I said to you,
But see,
I wrote 2 books. There's one called Angels and Answers, and the one is Have Your Angels Call My Angels. So these
so both of those books are out right now.
Yeah, and you could go to artiehoffman.com, artiehoffman.com or Amazon to get the books, or artiehoffman.com, and that will get you to all my other services, or Artie Hoffman at Gmail, if you want to
Okay.
reach me. But I know, and we'll repeat it towards the end too. But I wanted to talk about the books because everything that
Someone is asking, is it on?
I'm sorry.
Someone is asking, is it on audiobook? No, someone was asking. One of our viewers said, is it on audiobook?
Oh no, not yet. But that's something that somebody mentioned to me, and I would love to get it on there on audiobooks. See, I talk about very deep subjects. See, everything I talked about today were very deep subjects, but I explained things very simplistically so that everyone could appreciate and understand what I'm saying. So, and that's the
Got
way
it.
my books are. And those two books will give you back your power. And you're gonna think I wrote that book personally for you because you're gonna have a lot of aha moments. Everybody who reads my books,
Yeah.
they always have like, oh my God, that's right, that's amazing. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm not saying this because I wrote it. I'm saying it because it's
Yeah.
really the truth. And I have some beautiful illustrations and pictures of beautiful pictures of saints and angels and cardinals and doves and feathers. I mean, it's beautiful. I had some really talented artists work on my book.
Man, that's awesome, man. I love this. I love the responses that you are giving, and actually, Artie is going to come back on, further on down the road. But I
Yeah, I
want
will.
each and every person, when he comes back on, to actually inbox us questions that you want Artie to answer. And then what he can do is he can give you some correspondence back, or if you need to reach out to him, of course. And this is your full time job, right?
Uh-oh, we lost you.
Okay, are you still there?
I'm still here. So go ahead and repeat what you were
Okay, so
repeat, repeat
so
what you
no,
were
I was
saying.
saying, is this your full time job?
Yes. Yes, I do this.
Well,
I do this full
okay.
time.
Now,
You
I want to make sure. Well, there's a person that is on right now. She says that she has at least three questions.
know,
So, but knowing that you're going to be back on the show, we want to make sure that everyone that connects with you understands you've been doing this. You know,
for over
you've
30
been doing
years.
this 27.
No,
Oh my gosh,
yeah, I've been doing this for
that's
34.
crazy!
I've been doing it for 34 years. So,
Wow, that is awesome, man. That is
so
awesome.
what I want to say to
Well,
you,
any
Tyrone.
other things? Go ahead.
So what I wanted to say to you, Tyrone, um, you have a habit of feeling too content. It's like when you get to a certain level, it's like I'm good. You like say there are times where your life will be down and down and down. So you'll use all your resources to bring everything up back to normal rather than continuing that energy of what it took for you to get from being down and out to being what you would call normal sea level. You need to use that same energy to keep on going so you can get more and more. But you have a bad habit for yourself of being too content. I'm good, I don't need all that, I'm all right. It's like you're too content and you need to allow yourself to shoot for more.
Definitely, definitely. I feel that, man. I
You know,
feel
you
that.
say you want
You
bigger and
know,
better, but once you make it, it's like if you were a baseball team, you'd just be happy making it to the playoffs. And you'd say, no, I don't have to win the World Series. I'm just happy making it to the playoffs. It's like, no, you got to go all the way, dude. You got to keep going and going and going and keep on shooting for the highest high and keep on promoting and keep on going and keep on producing. And it's that high, and that energy will keep on growing with you. But once you hit a certain level, you tend to chill and take a chill pill, and that's not good.
wow. Right, right, right. Well, I continue to try to press forward. Of course, you're going to always have roadblocks in your way, and the thing is that when you have roadblocks, those things are coming to distract you and to really get
But
you
you
off of
still
the
have to
path
stay.
that you're on.
I understand that. When you have roadblocks, though, you still got to stay focused on the big picture. Just because other
True.
people can't appreciate you for who you are, or what you're trying to accomplish, if they're not appreciating you or they're holding you back, then they shouldn't be in your life or shouldn't be in your life as much. So, you need to make healthier decisions and surround yourself with people who are more like-minded like you, so that you could,
Yeah,
grow, so that you don't have to feel guilty or make up excuses or make up, bull crap lies or whatever, um, so you want to just be able to be authentic with the people who are really true to your heart, and the people who are going to
yeah.
love you with conditions. Only if you do this, if you really love me, you'll do that, and you love me, you do that. And it's like, don't give me that crap. If you really love me, you
Yes,
wouldn't be putting these conditions on me.
right.
You know,
Absolutely, man. Definitely. That's
but
to
it's
a point.
about, as far as knowing when you're in a healthy situation or in a healthy relationship, it's when two people have their differences. And so long as the two of you could talk about it and come to a compromise, so long as there's a healthy compromise. But if one person doesn't give a crap about you or your thoughts, or vice versa, and it's just a one-sided road, then you're not in the right relationship, because you're not getting the support. Support is extremely important to happiness and success. It really is.
Absolutely.
And if you're not getting it from the people who you're
Absolutely.
surrounded by, then you need to start, making different choices in your life.
Definitely right. Definitely. Well, again, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Life Show podcast. I'm your host, Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, we are on with world renowned psychic medium, Artie Hoffman. And he has been here with us since the 6 o'clock hour. Again, we're going to have Artie back on later on, in time so that he and what I'll do is I will make sure that the week before he comes on, that I'll just ask you guys to go ahead and email us the questions that you have, and then he can respond, as needed. But Artie, I really appreciate you, man. You're definitely a true person, a good-hearted person, and from our connection, I know who our connection is, and that guy is one of the realists, in Steve Joyner, and so I'm really appreciative for you coming on. Of course, last week we kind of got our roads crossed a little bit, but now we're back on track. But I really appreciate you.
Thank you. And every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. This Sunday night, I won't be able to make it, though, because I have other obligations. But usually, it might be
Yeah.
Monday night this week. But usually every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I do free readings for the public on my Facebook live show called Artie Hoffman's Angels and Answers. And so I do free readings.
Wow.
And so
So I hope that people are listening so that they can get in, to your site, to your Facebook live, so that they can get, some insight themselves.
Yeah, and there's going to be, like I said, I do give a lot of insight. I joke around a lot too. I'm a jokester. I'm not all serious,
Yeah,
you know. It just for whatever reason, this is where I never know what I'm going to say until the moment happens. I didn't know that I was going to talk about
right.
this when I got in your show. It just happened,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So, but one of the things that I say to my audience, like when girls call in and they say, "Hey Artie, do you see me getting pregnant soon?" I said, "Yeah, when you stop watching my show and get in the bedroom, your odds are going to go way up."
I love it. That's awesome. But anything else that you would like to share, Artie, before we get out of here?
um, the love and respect that you give is the love and respect you deserve. And I was, I was raised in a Jewish family, and my family's very much so more on the religious, cultural side. I'm more spiritual, but nobody else in my family does what I do. But I would say the ultimate, most religious thing or spiritual thing anyone can do is be kind to your fellow man. That's the number one thing, God. It's just as much as prayers, if not more. Prayers are very important, but being kind to your fellow man, that is the ultimate best spiritual blessing that anyone could give to anyone. And when you're doing the opposite of that, you are so working against, you're so working against yourself and against the universe, and you're the only one that's going to pay a heavy price. So just always keep
Absolutely.
your thoughts
Absolutely.
positive, focus on the
Yeah.
positive, and it could be challenging. And I know a lot of things that I say is easier said than done, but as far as the true blue answers, focus on the positive. Don't give the negative energy so much. You have to deal with it, but don't give it so much
Yeah.
credence. Don't give it so much clout. All right, too much energy, but put more
Yeah.
positive into the people who really care about you, where it really counts. And sometimes you might have just that one best friend or that one person in your life besides yourself, or maybe you don't have anybody. Maybe it's yourself. Well, then go to a place where there's positive energy. It could be to your church. It could be to the gym. It could be, I know,
Yeah.
wherever it is, there's meetup groups, where you could be
Yeah.
around same like-minded people. Reach out to people on Facebook or on any of those, to the people of your yesteryears, way back when, of the people who you really love, you really like, you haven't spoken to them forever. Reach back out to them and reconnect, you know? So, you don't have to
Definitely.
stick with negativity. That's, don't get comfortable with the uncomfortableness. That's a bunch of bull.
Right.
And a lot of people
That's
do.
it. That's it.
They say, "Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I might
Yeah,
got
you're
crap,
right.
but at least I know the crap I got." I said, "That's a bunch of bull crap."
Well, again, look, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very excited to have, and actually, maybe it was my excitement that kind of put me in the overdrive and thinking that the podcast was scheduled for last week, but it's all good. I am so glad that you came on, Artie, and
So am I.
you made our show, man. You really made an impact on our show and the lives that you spoke to tonight. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for giving your gift, giving of your gift. It's definitely appreciated.
Well, I thank you, and you're a blessing for wanting to do more of sharing with the public and the audience, all positive things in all different ways. And if anyone wants to get, a private reading from myself or to sign up for an Artie party or for whatever, you could always give me a call at 732-778 7173. 732-778-7173. Or you could call my 1-900 ooh baby baby. I'm only kidding.
Look, man, this guy's funny, man. We've been talking back and forth, and this guy's all he's full of life, full of energy. Man, I just really appreciate your spirit, really appreciate your heart, and you're definitely one for the ages. So thank you so much, Artie, for sharing your gift, sharing your talents with us tonight. And later on, again, ladies and gentlemen, down the line, we're going to bring Artie back. And once we bring him back, then I'm going to broadcast it a week before the show comes on so that you guys can be able to inbox us and share, to share your questions, share what is on your mind, and we are going to definitely go from there. Look, it has been a great evening. Again, this is world renowned psychic and medium Artie Hoffman. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. Look, have a great and safe evening. Be blessed and peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good night, everyone.